All right, man. Some sad news that we reported to you yesterday, and we've got a little bit of an update here. Another accident right there near the St. Augustine Airport, the Northeast Florida Regional Airport. Plane crash, and 2 people unfortunately lost their lives in this crash. A little bit of an update. So apparently what I knew yesterday is this plane had taken off from the St. Augustine Airport and hadn't made it very far before they needed to circle back and try to make a landing. Wasn't too sure what had happened, if it was mechanical issues, what was going on. Didn't know if it was a flight school student or something like that. But it seems like radio communications now are revealing that the pilot reported a door opening during takeoff and requested to return for landing, but communication with the pilot ceased shortly afterwards. Troy, I mean, you're a guy who's flown planes. This was there was a Mooney M20 aircraft, which I assume is a fairly small aircraft. What does that do? How can that affect you?
Well, it's the drag that happens. I mean, and that's when you're supposed to be building up the most speed. And if the door opens, then it's just aerodynamics. That door opens, it's like throwing your flaps up, and it just, slows down the plane tremendously. So, I don't know exactly what happened or what the level of the pilot was, but when things like this happen, you have to react very quickly. And I don't know if this person had enough time to react before it might have stalled the plane. So I don't know exactly what was going on with it.
Plane is supposed to be ultra light, apparently. Is what I found out.
Yeah, well, and then that's even if it's ultra light, I mean it's usually underpowered, and then it's a low wing. Yeah. So I knew it was a low wing plane, but I think it only has one door on that plane.
Yeah.
So, wow. Some planes have one on each side. I think that one only has the one.
And if that happens during takeoff, unfortunately, it's like depending on how far down the runway it is. And I would imagine if the door flies open, you're going at a considerable amount of speed. You don't have time to brake. You don't have time to just say, whoa, abort. You have to get that plane off the ground, or else you're going through the fence, you're going into the road.
You're going into the marsh.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just, I don't know which way they were taking off. I don't know what his options could have been.
That's going to even affect things like turning.
Yeah. I mean, it's not really slamming on the brakes. It's getting the throttle down before you get into the air. And it sounds like he tried to get it sounds like he got in the air and then tried to get back around.
Yeah.
And just possibly could not have maintained enough speed and enough lift.
Yeah.
So.
This crash happened right next to a neighborhood as well. I mean, there were police out there. Multiple agencies responded. Florida Highway Patrol. I mean, there was a huge response to find these people and try to bring them back alive. They were out there on ATVs because this happened in the middle of the woods. There was no clear path to access this airplane.
Was it north or south of the airport? Do we know?
It was north of the airport.
Okay.
Yeah, out there at the new 312, and I wasn't even sure what road I was on. Okay. It was out there at that new 312 connector.
Okay.
Off of US 1.
312 extension.
Yeah, 312
when you said 312 in US 1, I was like,
I know. That's why I was trying to give the name of the subdivision that it was near. But yeah, it was north of the airport out there. Just very, very sad, man. And yeah, now that we know the door came open, it's like there's not a lot you can do with that situation. I mean, you're going so fast at that point. You can't, even if you wanted to, you can't reach out. You're not going to be able to shut that door midair.
Yeah. Well, usually the wind blows it back to you. So.
Yeah. So really sad, man. The plane's registration matches that of an aircraft from Mooresville, North Carolina, according to FAA records. The victims have not been publicly identified yet. NTSB going to examine various factors, including the pilot's medical records, aircraft maintenance data, weather conditions, and radar information. Preliminary report is expected within 30 days, but the final report can take between 12 to 24 months to figure out really exactly what happened there.
Yeah. And that does not look like one of the ones that's part of the flight school.
Right. No, it doesn't seem like, if this is registered to a plane out of North Carolina, you have to imagine it's people who were visiting or something. Man, it's just it's very, very sad to report things like this. And again, two people lost their lives yesterday. You know,
That's sad.
it's terrible, man. You know, my dad always used to kind of stress to us to make the best out of every single day, because there are people who wake up every day who are making plans for tomorrow, who are making plans for next week, and they're never going to make those plans because life just happens. Things happen, you know. So tell the people that you love them at every chance you get, because you just never know, man. You just never know.
Yep. Yeah. Because then you have to live with, was that argument worth that?
Right, right.
Yeah,
that was another thing my dad always said. Don't go to bed mad at the people that you love.
Yeah.
Don't ever go to bed mad at the people that you love.